Started to go ahead and start on time tonight. I'm on my YouTube video as well as I'm on the Clubhouse tonight. And thank you for tuning in to my YouTube Tea Talks with Joe. And thank you for tuning in also Clubhouse Tea Talks with Joe. Let's see. Okay. Well, tonight I am going to be talking about let them go, it's time to grow. Let them go, it's time to grow. I am right now quarantined in my pool room. My husband is quarantined upstairs in the man cave. I was exposed to COVID about 6 days ago, 5 or 6 days ago. So we are both are doing good, but we are still dealing with not severe symptoms. But today has been a good day. Yesterday was the best day that we have had since these 6 days, but we are still quarantining and protecting ourselves. So thank you for tuning in. And if I could say anything, please, I'm definitely going to advocate for the vaccine because our symptoms were just like mild sinus colds, but because of the vaccine, we did not have severe respiratory issues. So I would say, please, definitely, if you have not been vaccinated, I would definitely recommend that. So this is Tea Talks with Joe, and we're going to get started talking tonight. Clubhouse is here. YouTube is here. Let them go. It's time to grow. Let them go. It's time to grow. If I sound a little short-winded and I take a pause, please just bear with me. Like I said, my nose is still a little stuffy. And I didn't do my hair or anything. I just was ready to jump on in this thing with you guys. Threw on me a little lip and my glasses, and we are ready to go. So let them go. It's time to grow. Let them go. It's time to grow. I have my notes here. As you guys know, I'm going to be reading from my notes, but I will be giving you my undivided attention here as well as speaking clearly onto Clubhouse. So I hope everybody can hear me and hear me well. This is my first time doing Clubhouse, so if you want to jump on there anytime, I'm under Jolanda Reese. My Facebook page is Tea Talks with Joe. My YouTube is Tea Talks with Joe. So let's get started. Okay. So as the new year is approaching us, many of us are already thinking of the new beginnings for the upcoming year. We are thinking about new businesses, new passions, new travels, new images for ourselves, new weight loss goals. We are entering into 2022. COVID hit us around the latter end of March of 2020, as I recall. We are now approaching 2 years in a pandemic. When we think of COVID-19, when we think about this pandemic, we all can agree. We are frustrated. We're overwhelmed, we're fed up, and we are completely over the whole idea of COVID. We are all ready for this virus to just go away and never return back. We are all doing our part that it can go away. We all are playing our part here. We are wearing our masks, getting vaccinated, staying away from large crowds, working from home, staying 6 feet apart, isolating ourselves from our elderly family members to prevent the virus from getting worse or to continue on as long as we do not want it to. Okay? We all know if we stay on course, with the precautions and avoiding direct contact with other infected individuals, we can keep ourselves safe and we can keep our families safe. So think about this scenario, and I want you to picture this, okay? Picture what I just said about this coronavirus. Let me adjust myself because sometimes my back hurts. Okay? Let's think about that scenario. How bad we want this virus to be gone. Okay? Some of us we are carrying, and I want you to picture just like I just said about this coronavirus. Okay? So think about this, and I want you to picture this as relating to a virus that we just talked about. So some of the people we are carrying, associating ourselves with, and dragging along year after year is like this pandemic. Okay? They are a virus. However, some of us are not protecting ourselves from them. So we just keep being infected by their toxic presence. Okay? So I painted a picture about the coronavirus. And I am relating that scenario to individuals that we deal with on a daily basis, year after year, that are toxic to us. Their presence is toxic, just like this virus. You can contract the coronavirus by the spread of person to person, by talking, by breathing, by coughing, sneezing. Did I say just by breathing? Okay. The virus can spread by touching items and then touching your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. The virus can even spread by people who are not experiencing symptoms. Picture that. This virus can spread by people who are not even experience system. In this case, the virus is laid dormant. Now I want you to think about some people in your life that not even showing symptoms of being toxic, and they're in your presence. Okay? It's laid dormant in them. They toxic from afar. Or some of them may be toxic in your face. They're not showing any symptoms. But they're in your presence, and you can get affected with their toxins just for them being around. Compare this scenario to the people who are affecting your life like a virus. You are being affected just because of their presence, and the toxins from their body is making you sick, or will eventually make you sick. Sick mentally, sick physically. It's time to let them go. Okay? Just like we want this coronavirus to be gone, it's time to let some people go. It's time to prepare and continuous guard yourself from the virus, from the people that are like this virus. And me dealing with the coronavirus at this present time, this scenario came to me, and I said, man, this is it right here. How could I even get my point across as much as I wanted to? What other way could I even give the image that I'm trying to put out as of what I'm dealing with right now? A freaking virus. And that's how some people are. Okay, the first thing I did when I was diagnosed and I tested positive is I wanted to know, when is this thing going to go away? When am I going to stop feeling like this? When am I going to stop having these, Well, I didn't have severe body aches, but mild body aches. That's why I keep adjusting myself because my back is hurting. When is this going to be over? That's just like other people. I'm thinking to myself, like, wow. Hey, Tequila, thank you for joining in.
Hey, I'm a little late.
That's okay. I already started talking, but better late. And I thank you for being on. I got my YouTube
Okay.
going as well. But I'm talking about letting people go. It's time to grow. And so, Tequila, the scenario that I was using is basically it's what I'm currently dealing with, the coronavirus. And I'm talking about how we want this virus to be gone and how this virus affect us in so many ways. So I gave some scenarios of that, and I'm using that scenario just based on how some people in our lives are affecting us from the toxins that are within them. And some of them have known symptoms, some of them do not. But they show up in our lives and then they affect us in a manner to where it's causing our life to be toxic. So
Right.
that's just to catch you up to speed where I'm at right now. Um, Talking about let them go. It's time to grow. Yes. So let's talk about friends. Okay. And I gave just two scenarios: friends and spouses, mate, boyfriends, or girlfriends that we may be dealing with. Some of us have friends since high school, friends from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, quote unquote new besties that are not contributing anything to our lives. Each year they are present for gossip, drama, clubbing, partying every week, and definitely on the weekends. Every weekend you probably are spending $150 to $200 a weekend for a turn up with these certain friends. Okay? And they're only interested in is talking about new booze and new entanglements and attention seeking on social media, but there are no conversations on personal growth, new businesses, new adventures, new travels, etc. Now let's break this down. If you have a friend that don't desire to grow, but it's not stopping your growth, now that's different, okay? This friend may support every event you host, post repost all of your posts for your businesses, your events, spread the word, and even will work a booth for you. But they don't have a desire to personally grow themselves any further than where they are right now. And until they don't have a desire to, or they're still trying to figure out their passion. However, they are engaging, talking, and supporting you as a friend. That's different because that person is not toxic to you. That person is supporting you and encouraging you to move on and do great things, even if they are not there yet. But then you have those viruses of friends that's in your presence, that's always negative, talking down everything positive that you'll like to do. They're talking it down. Um, they keep infecting you with toxins. You say you want to start a new business. They say, child, it's too late for you to do that. You too old. You too old to take that type of risk. If I were you, I wouldn't leave that job. You've been working that job for 15 years, or you might as well keep on working and retire and just let that be. You too old to start a new business. Or you want to lose weight, and here they go. Oh, all of a sudden you don't eat meat. Or they say things like you just eating lettuce now, I see. I guess that's the end of our wings on Friday at the Dyke Shack. You know. What you don't want to drink no more with me either? You have to watch those kind of friends. They won't share your posts. They won't put the word out for you. You know, they show up to events if they do with their nose tooted up. Or start, subliminal statements about, everybody ain't able. They do this to discourage you. They're doing all of this to discourage you, and that's just like a virus. I talked about the symptoms that I'm experiencing. This is day number 6, so thank God. It is much better days. Yesterday was a good day for me and my husband. Today is even better day. But I talked about how discouraged I was when I started having these symptoms. I'm like, I hate this. But as fast as we don't want to feel bad when we've contracted a virus, it's just how fast we shouldn't want to be entertaining those that are not in our best interest. But year after year, guess what? We're dragging along these people. They're dragging along. Then we start making excuses for them. Oh, that's just how the way she is. Oh, I know how to deal with her. She's still my friend, but I know how to deal with her. But you are being affected by it, With this coronavirus, less than 48 hours, you can start to experience symptoms. Think about that with some of these friends you got. Their toxic behaviors and their toxic, personality or negative talking can affect you in 48 hours. Sometimes faster than that. So we have to be careful with those kind of friends. And either one don't feel good. It's not good for the body. It's not good for you mentally. It's not good for you physically. It doesn't feel good. Nobody wants to be sick. And if you do get sick with a virus, you don't want it to be there for a long time. When I started getting my symptoms, like I discussed earlier, I just wanted to know, how long am I going to feel this way? And what can I do to expedite me not feeling this way? And I am out of work for 10 days with this virus. So guess what? It's not paying me either. I want you to think about that. Thank God, with me being in healthcare, I work at a nursing home facility. We have COVID pay. A lot of people don't have COVID pay. But you get affected by a virus, some of them are not getting paid. So I'm going to use this scenario again to talk about a friend. That it's okay with you missing engagements that's paying you. You missing work to go on these vacations with them. Or you missing work for these toxic friends because you done turned up all weekend and now Monday morning you don't want to go to work. Some of us have even used or are currently using unpaid PTO for toxic friends. They not benefiting you mentally. They're not benefiting you physically. They're not benefiting your pockets. They're just robbing you. When are we going to put on the protection and keep ourselves guarded and safe from that type of exposure? Just like when we do with the coronavirus. We wear our masks. We get vaccinated. We stay away from these large crowds. And yet, we'll continue to drag these toxic individuals year after year after year after year. And then we wonder why we're in stuck positions. Or we wonder why we're not growing mentally, our personal growth. You ever seen some people, and I'm not talking about, yes I am. I am talking about people, because you ever go back and look at some people you went to school with and they're still doing the same things that they did 20 years ago with the same people they were doing it with 20 years ago. Nobody moving, nobody budged, nobody did anything that's worth saying that this is where my time been spent. Every weekend You see what they've been doing for the last 20 years. That's a virus. And it's contagious. And that's just not, as much as we want to pacify it, it don't feel good. It don't feel good. But that, some people don't protect themselves from that. They keep allowing themselves being exposed to it. They're not doing anything about it. My doctor told me when I called her on telehealth that she has treated patients that don't protect themselves from this virus. And they have had the coronavirus 3 times. 3 times. When you gonna get tired of getting the coronavirus? When you gonna protect yourself? When are you gonna do what you need to do to alleviate the symptoms that you're getting over and over again? That's just like with these friends. When are you gonna be, when it's enough is gonna be enough? When are you gonna be completely tired of it? So let's talk about mates, spouse, girlfriends, and boyfriends. Listen, this same thing applies. Same thing applies. Lack of support. Some of us, and I always say some of us because I don't like to exempt myself, because if I had not done it, anything that I talk about on my videos, I talk about things that I have experienced myself because I've done these things. So I never exempt myself. So I always say some of us, have dealt with a boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, mate, lack of support. Year after year after year after year. Some of you and some of us has graduated from colleges. Mate did not celebrate you. Some of you have started new jobs. Mate did not celebrate you. Some of you has went back to school. Your mate haven't said anything. Not, congratulations, I'm proud of you. Nothing. Lack of support. That's hurtful. That's like a virus. And guess what? Year after year after year after year, you're dealing with this individual. And sometimes it's not even your husband or wife. You want the support from them, but you're dealing with the lack of the support. And you're dealing with it year after year. Same thing, nothing new. You're not doing any new adventures together. No advancement. This person is not benefiting you at all. The same thing they was doing in year 1, they're doing in year 10. And you're just talking about it. You're in a comfortable, stuck situation. There's all talk and no action. You begin to make excuses for that person. You begin to get comfortable with that person. And there are no discussions with that person about growth. This person is full of broken promises. And you carrying that person with you year after year after year after year. When are you going to protect yourself to get in position to exit and protect yourself and alleviate from going with this toxic virus of a person every year? When are you going to be tired of being affected with that lack of growth with this person? There's no quality time each year. I talk to people that's dealing with stuff like this. I was a person that has dealt with stuff like this. Some of us have dealt with or are currently dealing with someone that's more of a competitor than a spouse. That's tough. That's tough. Look at all these symptoms. Competition, no quality time. You're getting comfortable, you're stuck. All talk, no action, broken promises, no new adventures. You know, if you be with somebody for 3, 5, 7, 10, how many years, one of you, if not both of you, but a lot of times one is growing, and they're growing like expeditiously, like they gone. They want to do new things. You should be growing with your partner. And then you got the other one in a lot of cases, like we're talking about here, the toxic one, the virus. We're going to refer to them as the virus. They just got you stuck. Got you sick mentally, physically. You start looking like what you're going through. That is a good scenario to say, like my mom used to say, you look like what you're going through. That's a virus. That's what we were talking about. Okay? And each year you're talking with them about what more you're needing. What more you want to do in the relationship. Yet the next year roll around and it's just another year. It's the same thing, okay? You can do one or two things. Be okay and complacent. You can be okay with it. Or you can exit stage left. Now, not at any time I tell people to leave a marriage, you know. But I will say, I don't think that anyone should stay in an unhealthy marriage. And whatever unhealthy is to you, that's to you. But I don't condone and agree with mistreatment, abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, any type of thing that is unhealthy. But you got to do one or two things. Exit stage left. Or be okay with what you're doing. Especially if there's no growth. If that person is not growing with you, that person is continue affecting you like a virus. Some of us are thinking right now, I'll just do these things, you know. He or she don't want to do it with me. I'll just do it with my friends. Nope. That's going to get old too. That's going to get old too. You know, respect is a requirement. No one should be able to pick and choose if they are going to respect you and when are they going to respect you. No one should be able to pick and choose that. Respect is a requirement. Just like a virus. Do you want it to stay or do you want it to go? You know? Do you want to continue living with this virus 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? I don't think so. A lot of us are saying 2022, the virus got to be gone. That means January 1. So that means we need to start positioning ourselves into position to get ready to alleviate, dismiss, and be done with the affected virus. 2022. It is, what's today's date? October the 24th. Get ready. Get ready to shut it down. Be in position and don't be afraid of what others are going to say. If you are a person that's ready to grow, you're ready to get some things done, you're tired of procrastinating, you're tired of the same things every year, be ready to get it done. Be ready to grow from it. Okay? We've been on for 30 minutes and I'm beginning to sweat. Sweating out the toxins. Sweating out the virus. Don't allow someone to have you stuck. Don't allow anyone to have you in a position where you're dealing with a virus longer than you want to be dealt with it. Get in position, get in gear. Get in position, get in gear. Do what you need to do to protect yourself from individuals like this. And if you're dealing with individuals like this, be prepared. 2022, you got time. You got time to work this thing out just the way you need to work it. You know what you're dealing with. You know. Personally, when I was dealing with it, I knew personally. But I knew that I did not want to experience it anymore. I hope you guys like this video, and I've enjoyed speaking with you tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tea Talks with Joe. Keep me up in prayer. Keep my family up in prayer. We are on day 6 of dealing with the coronavirus, and it's no more. I'm ready for it to be gone. And I'm doing the proper thing so me and my husband can get back to some normal activity. So, all right. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in. Tea Talks with Joe. It's been my pleasure. Be safe. Wear your mask. Get vaccinated if you're not. If you believe, if you don't, I can respect that. But protect yourselves. And until next time, thank you.